Hello, it's your trusty host, Glenn, with another episode of the End of the World podcast. And I just had to put this one before you because this is something that, as you know, my belief is that the Chinese are sitting on their discovery of a truly terrible disease, trying to use COVID as the explanation for why they are putting in the most bizarre and draconian system of lockdown. But this one you will not be able to explain. And I can't explain it either. The Chinese government, as of Saturday night, is instituting a series of forcing entire towns to move. Now, this is impossible, but there's one town called Pingwang, and the people there are being forced to move to another town 100 miles away. Apparently, they were given something like a day and a half notice, and they have to go, but it gets weirder than that. I mean, there's nobody who could understand or explain that. But it gets even weirder.
The Central District of Pingwang said it would no longer allow any residents out of their housing compounds, citing risks of large gatherings. That district hasn't gotten more COVID cases. They're just afraid of getting more COVID cases. The same is happening in other parts of the city. People are supposed to be allowed outside, but then they're not. But in the most bizarre move yet, entire communities in Shanghai seem to be getting relocated to, in some cases, other provinces. A notice from Communist Party officials in one Shanghai area said that residents were being moved 100 miles away to Zhejiang province, where they would have to stay for at least a week, and that only COVID-negative people would be able to go. As the BBC says, it's not clear why they're moving people who don't have COVID to another province.
That was our report from a reporter in China. Is that the strangest thing you've ever heard? So anyway, the Chinese people in small groups are being ordered to have their entire town relocate to another province up to maybe 100 miles away, but only the people who do not test positive for COVID have to go. That makes no sense. Now, I want to say this. There are a couple of areas where this has happened and the Chinese government has offered an explanation, and they've said that they have to disinfect the entire area. Why would you have to disinfect that area and not do that for the last 2 years that we've had COVID? Because it's another disease that's 100 times more deadly. That's my guess. No, I don't have any facts to back it up. That's just my opinion. But here's the thing. If you look at the videos and say, well, what are they actually doing, the Chinese authorities, in order to disinfect these cities where they've removed the people? They have relocated the people 50 or 100 miles away. They're throwing lime powder, which is a white powder. It looks like they have, let's say, a caterpillar, by that the machine, not a little caterpillar, or a bulldozer full of cocaine is what it looks like. And the dancing hazmat suits take out shovels, throw the white powder on whatever, and just dance as they march down the street throwing white powder around. Okay, so now they're disinfecting the empty town. Why do the people that test positive for COVID get to stay behind? What does that mean? Are they immune? So the new disease that's terrible, we don't have to worry about it if you've had COVID? Well, that'd be good. The answer is I don't know, but I know when something smells rotten. I know when something's bad. If you had called me in October, November of 2019, I would have told you Trump cannot handle any of this stuff. He will blow it. He will get us into a plague. And, of course, his refusal to give the weapons over to the Ukrainians is what got us into this war, in part. And his chumming up to Putin, which gave Putin the idea that he could get away with it because now he's best friends with Mitch McConnell. Would you like some pictures of them having dinner, Putin and McConnell and McConnell's wife? It's very charming. And he said, no, I got enough friends in the Republican Party that they'll pull the plug on anything that Biden tries to do to stop me. So Trump got us into the plague, the war, and almost took the country over for Putin. Came damn close. All right, that's it. That's the End of the World podcast for this Sunday, the 24th of April. And I would just like to thank Jackery Corporation for their wonderful, wonderful Explorer 500. I did have a need to use it. I had a dead battery. Can you believe that? Mr. Prepared, Mr. I know what's going on. I had a dead battery, and it turned out it was completely out of water. And I had my Jackery that I bought when I detected that COVID was coming, same time, right around February of 2020. And I pulled it out of the closet, keep it plugged, and it came with AC. It came with cables to jumpstart a car, and you can have your choice of the ones. I took the ones that plug right into the cigarette lighter in the Jackery Explorer 500, and I first let it charge the battery, and then I used it to jumpstart the car, and it worked like a charm. And boy, I have never been so grateful to a little orange and black supersized lunchbox. So thank you, Jackery, and everybody else. Stay safe. Have a good night.